All right, I've got a fun real-time edit here of a Black Skimmer chick as the sun was setting behind it. Would have been nice to have more exposure in the sun, but there was not real high humidity, so the sun was pretty strong. And yeah, if I would have gone any darker, it would have been really dark down here, and I still wouldn't have gotten much detail in the sun. I would have had to go a lot darker. So I think this is a decent middle ground, and I'm just going to go ahead and let the sun stay light. But first, I'm going to adjust everything for down the bottom here, show a little bit more. So exposure up, shadows up, blacks back down for contrast. That gives us a lot more detail on the bird. Then we can drop a graduated filter on the top, bring the highlights back down, do a second one, and that's going to be too much. So weird how the sun's like melting up there. I don't know what that's all about. It's kind of cool though. And I'm just going to drop one on the bottom here, just kind of richen that up a little bit. And I think actually it would be nice to have just the whole background darker, which means I'm just going to back off these other ones a little bit. The ones at the top here. There we go. That should do. All right, I think that's a reasonable start in Lightroom, and then the rest we'll do in Photoshop. Kind of almost wonder if this one would look better just without the sun there, just like, yellow clouds. It'd probably be less distracting, but it also kind of tells a little bit of the story that you can tell what time of the day it is as the sun is setting there. In any case, I'm just going to get rid of these couple of sticks that are poking up into the area there. So I'm just using, started with the spot healing brush, and then I'll just clean it up with the clone tool. Everything else looks pretty good. Just lighten that spot, lighten that spot. There's a little bit of a bright spot right behind the bird's head there, so I'll just kind of even that out. And yeah, I think that's it for cloning. One option, and I don't think it's going to work well in this circumstance, but let me try it just for kicks, is to just paint the sun in all yellow here. Let me sample a nice bright yellow there. There we go. All right, so I could do that, and then what I would do is actually lighten it further to give it some shape, so it's not just like you can see right now, right? It's just like a yellow blob, right? So if you decide to do something like that, number one, I have to clean up where I kind of bled out into the other area. But then secondarily, I would group a layer mask to that, and then paint that lighter in like a circular way, so it actually kind of has some kind of glow to it, like that, So we go brighter in the middle, and then let it kind of fade out to the sides. I don't think, well, it's not horrible, but it's a little bit better actually. I wonder if we saturate that a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. And then I could go even lighter with this, just to kind of, actually, you know what? I might not want to group that. Let's see what happens if I ungroup it. Yeah. Something like that maybe. Just paint it in on the edges a little bit more. I guess that's actually an improvement. So at least it has a little bit of tone and isn't totally kind of, just weirdly washed out there. And then we can actually give it some shape up top, right? We can kind of make it a little bit more round like that. So yeah, actually there. Kind of worked out. I don't know. I'll have to come back to that. It's still a little funky looking, but it kind of does look better than that because that's not real pretty. Maybe, you know what? Let's just lower the opacity on it. 70, 80% opacity, 70%. Let's try that. There, it just takes it down a little bit. Yeah, that's good. The edges are actually kind of messing it up though. So let me clean that up because I just painted it in real sloppy. So there we go. All right. Anyway, back to adjusting the rest of the photo. I am going to just kind of try and punch up around the chick a little bit with the curves adjustment layer. And I'll just be sloppy and global with it. And then I am going to come in and do a little bit to enhance this glow, the little rim light that's happening there. You know what? Maybe I'm going to try selecting it. Ah, yes. That's pretty darn good. There we go. So now I have it selected, and now I can just paint it in a little bit brighter. So it went too bright in some spots, so I'll just back off of that a little bit. And then other areas didn't get enough because I was trying to select it, so I'm just going to manually paint in some of these other areas, and even like complete some areas that didn't get the full rim light there, the full glow. So I just want to kind of make sure that there's a nice glow all the way around the bird. Along the head up top would be good here to have. Even the bill, right? Watch, just kind of outline that. Yeah, that's better. I will come back in and soften this. But there we go, right? We complete that. So I'll come back with a softer brush and just kind of fade that a little bit right there. And then I'll actually grab the blur tool and just kind of soften it so it's not so hard edged. But yeah, check that out, right? Really pops that glow. Oh, I guess some of it kind of bled into the background here, so let me paint that away. So yeah, always good to kind of turn those adjustments on and off. I do want to see a little bit more catch light in the eye there, so just real subtle. There we go. That gives us the light in the eye. And yeah, this actually looks a lot more natural now up there, right? It's kind of blown out, but I definitely softened it up a little bit with that painting that layer in there. So I like that. I think that's a good adjustment. And I think that's about it with this photo. So this is a real nice backlit, rimlit shot. Unfortunately, the chick wasn't real tiny and cute. He was kind of in the awkward teen phase, but yeah, can't get everything. Let's go back and compare to the original, and big difference there, especially with the amount of detail that we got back in the final piece here compared to the original exposure. So for shots like this, whenever there's sun in the frame, I've had people ask me about this a lot. I do always try to really underexpose my subject, and with a low ISO, you just bring the detail right back, and then you can get a decent exposure up in the sun there. All right, so there's the final edit. Hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to learn more slowly and detailed from me, it'd be great to connect with you. Hop on over to rayhennessy.com, go to the workshops section, online workshops. You can check out the remote training session, find out more details and info about that, and then just shoot me a message, contact me right here on the website, or just email me or message me on social media. If you want to work with me a little bit more of an ongoing basis, the mentorships are the way to go. So you can head on over there and see some of the different options available for mentorships. Other than that, I have workshops. There's a few scheduled ones in the all-day group workshops, and then anytime workshops are one-on-one for anybody kind of local that you can schedule anytime. So always get in touch if you're interested and have any questions. And thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great day.